guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to film a get ready with me. Today's a pretty basic day. It's actually snowing outside, so pretty much just gonna run a couple basic errands. The roads are actually pretty decent, so I am able to drive. However, if the roads were bad, I definitely would not drive because I'm horrible at driving in the snow. I'm one of those people who everybody honks at because, of course, I'm driving extremely slow. Anyway, moving on. So I wanted to film just a very basic look. I mean, don't get me wrong, on the days that I'm just running basic errands, I will honestly just go with absolutely no makeup. But every once in a while, I do want to do, again, just basic makeup application. And it's more so because I'm wanting to play with new products or new brushes, new techniques, and honestly just because, you know, applying makeup is fun for me. So I am going to be working with a couple different mirrors as well. I have a mirror here, I have a mirror here, and then I also have a handheld that I may use for detail. But I'm just going to chat with you guys, share with you some of my techniques and some of the products that I'm using. Hopefully this isn't a terribly long video, but it is a get ready with me, and I'm going to try and just film this all the way through, no editing, but we shall see. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Also, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to get started with my primer. I'm going to use the Becca First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Reflection. So I've used this a couple times and so far so good. I do like the fact that it is definitely a little bit brightening, which is always really nice. So I'm just going to apply that all over. I think the one thing that I don't love about this specific product is it does have a little bit of a weird smell, almost, I don't know, kind of sour, to be honest with you. No, it is not bad. I just opened this one. Doesn't have the most amazing scent, but again, I do like that it is definitely very brightening. So that is going to be my primer for today. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Milk Blur Liquid Foundation, and I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of that on the back of my hand. You definitely don't need very much of this product because it does last you quite a bit, and a little bit goes a long ways. So we're just going to apply that all over. And like I said, I'm just running basic errands, so I mean, if this doesn't look amazing, that's totally fine, but I just wanted to apply a little bit of makeup. This foundation, if you guys have watched any of my previous videos, this is definitely my go-to foundation. It is my favorite. I feel like regardless of, you know, how my skin is acting or looking, it definitely looks the best. I like the coverage. I like the finish. I feel like it does have a slightly dewy finish. If you're oily, it's not going to be insanely oily. It just looks very, very natural. So that's why I really like it, because it looks like you have really, really great skin, but it is definitely the foundation. Okay, so just applying that all over. And honestly, that primer, like I said, I don't mind it, but I don't know, like I got a little bit on my lips, and when I lick my lips, I can taste it, and it does not taste very good. Not that I'm trying to eat it or anything. Okay, so continuing to apply that. Let me know if you guys have tried this foundation. I am obsessed with it. I always have it in my kit. I love it. I actually got to play with this foundation before it launched. I don't know if I've shared this, but I worked for Sephora for a little over 8 years, I want to say. And so I got the opportunity to take a lot of trips with the company, and I got to play with this product, and literally as soon as I put it on my face for the very first time, I fell in love with it. And that love has not changed. If anything, it's just grown much stronger. Okay, so if you want, you can put your foundation on your eyelids. I typically try to not do that just because a lot of the times foundations have ingredients that should not go on your eyelids, and your eyelids are a much, much thinner type of skin versus, of course, your actual face. So I really try to avoid that area. Okay, so now moving on, I'm just going to apply a little bit of concealer. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to actually apply my foundation today, because I use this concealer. This is the Wet n Wild concealer. I probably look super crazy right now. This is in the shade Light Medium Beige. And I don't remember what I thought of this concealer, so I wanted to play with it today to see my thoughts. Lately, I don't know why, but my concealer has constantly been creasing on me, regardless of what I'm using. I'm just going to use a handheld. So I'm hoping to find a nice little concealer regimen. I have noticed every time, I did also apply a little bit of the Prep and Prime in Light Boost by MAC, but I did notice when I use that Prep and Prime, I don't have the issue of my concealer creasing. So I'm hoping that, you know, when I partner with that, or when I partner that with certain concealers, I just don't have the issue of my concealer creasing. And last time I used the Prep and Prime, and what concealer did I use? And it did not move, which I was really excited about. Gosh, what concealer was that? I don't remember off the top of my head, but I will definitely list it down below. And, you know, lately my concealer, I think it's because I'm aging, unfortunately. My concealer is just not the business these days. So I was really excited to find that in my stash and start to use that again. Okay, so I have all of my products aligned, and I typically try to do this when I'm actually doing my makeup on a daily basis because I really want to make sure that I set my concealer as soon as I buff it in. That way, as I have like these crazy eyes, that way it doesn't crease or move. But I've just noticed by doing this little technique lately, my concealer, again, has been a lot better. I don't really like to bake. I don't know why. It just, I don't know. I don't feel like I really need to, or I don't know. It sometimes just makes my skin personally look a little bit heavy. So I'll just apply that, and then literally right after, I'll just buff that right in. And like I said, if you are having the issue, and this is working for me, so maybe give this a try, but if you're having the issue of your concealer creasing, try that little technique out. I'm just using a little e.l.f. Mind you, mine is super dirty, but it's a little e.l.f. I call them puff, and I'll just set, especially in this inner corner right here, and then just immediately tap it in or buff it away, and I don't crease. So super excited to find out that little technique. And I was just playing one day and I ended up discovering that, so that was kind of fun. Okay, so just applying a little bit of bronzer. I've been using this to bronze up my skin. Yes, this definitely helps to contour, but I don't know, I just love this product. Again, this was in my, was it January favorites? This is the Milk Matte Bronzer. I am obsessed with that. It is amazing. It buffs out literally like a dream, and it looks so natural and so beautiful. So just buffing that in. I am using the MAC, I think it's called the 141S brush. I can't tell if that's an S or a 5. Pretty sure it's an S. And I'm just buffing that in. And I only applied the powder underneath my eyes, so I'm okay to still use a cream here because I have not applied a powder yet in this area. But I definitely do not want to apply anything underneath my eyes as far as liquid or cream because I do got some powder under there. So I just like that this gives me a little bit of dimension. It's not insanely harsh, but I definitely can see some depth, which I am going for. Okay, so I am done with cream. This is super basic, so I'm just going really quick, or pretty quick. I actually, if I was not filming, I'd probably be going even faster just because I pretty much have my routine down, so I can go through it pretty fast. Okay, so what I'm taking right now is the Clinique Transparency 3 powder. I am pretty generous with this because I am pretty oily, and so this just helps to set my liquid, and then also it helps to absorb any oil immediately and throughout the day. So a little bit more generous. And if you notice, I was bouncing in that product first. I have a hair. I was bouncing in that product first because it's going to help to dry everything. And then now that I have everything dry, I'm going to buff in that product. Just like that. Your makeup is not complete unless you do a couple crazy faces. So that was that. Okay, so this is just foundation, just complexion, of course concealer as well. I do already have my brows done. I don't know if I already said that, but my brows are done. I did do them off camera. I've been doing them a little bit differently. I've been letting them go a little bit crazy. They've grown in quite a bit, which I'm really excited about. So I pretty much just fill them in just a little bit and then let them do their own thing. Oh gosh, as I throw a brush. But, okay, so foundation is done. What I'm going to do now is, sorry, I'm not used to wearing a little turtleneck, but it's a little chilly outside, so I figured I'd wear this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do bronzer. I am going to recently share this in a haul video. I'm going to use Give Me Sun, and the brush that I'm going to use is this guy. It's a little bit dirty. This is the Mr. Right by Too Faced. This is my favorite bronzing brush. I love it because, I don't know if you guys know this little trick. When you first buy this brush, there's a little bow on it, and the bow is typically like down here, I think. You can actually adjust this on your brush to change its density. So if you want to contour and you want a little bit more of a precise application, you actually just slide the little bow tie and get it as dense as you'd like. I typically leave it about right there. Any more than that I feel like is too dense and it's just gonna make your bronzer look too heavy. And if you feel like you get a little too high, just take it off and then start over. So I literally just get it right above the gold, like right here. And that's perfect because I still have a little bit of movement, but it's still dense. It's not too large of a powder brush. So that is my little trick for my bronzer. I don't know. So as I'm applying this, yes, it is going to give me a little bit of a contour, but I don't know if I'm going to go in with an actual contour just because I'm not really going anywhere. I mean, I'm just going to do a couple basic errands, but it's not that serious. You know what I mean? Okay, so a little bit in the hairline. I'm not used to the different angles. So hopefully you guys can see everything okay. Okay, so a little bit in the hairline. Okay. All right, so moving on, I am going to apply my highlighter. And I usually try to do my highlighter after bronzer because I like to do it before my blush. And the reason being is I'll apply my highlighter, and then as I apply my blush, it hides any sort of demarcation that I may have. So again, that's why I like to do my highlighter now. I am going to be using this guy, and this I think was limited edition. This is by MAC. This is the Nutcracker Sweet Peach Face Compact. Whew, these names. And it's really, really pretty. Mine's kind of dirty. But highlighter and then of course blush. I'm just going to use just the highlighter today because I have a different blush that I want to use. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. I don't know if this light, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I bought this because of the packaging. Gonna be totally honest with you. But I later swatched it and I was like, all right, I can mess with you. I like you. I like you a lot, actually. So a little bit here. I need to work on, I think I shared this in a video, but I need to work on going a little bit slower with my brush technique. I'm just so used to doing my makeup in a hurry. So I've just gotten really, really quick. And honestly, sometimes it's not the best to go in a quick motion because it can almost make your product look a little bit too muddy if you're moving your brush too quick and you're warming it up too fast, if that makes any sense. So you honestly should try and go a little bit slower. So I am trying to work on that. Plus I'm trying to film these videos, so I want to share with you guys like those fun tips and tricks. Okay, so for blush, I have two different blushes I'm wanting to play with. Either this guy, and I don't know how to pronounce this, I'm gonna say Palladio. That could totally be incorrect, and I'm sure it is. This is the Herbal Matte Blush in Toasted Apricot. I was like, what is that called? So Toasted Apricot. So there's that guy. And this is an oldie, but for show, a goodie. This is by Dior. And it's this like self-adjustable, there goes my brush. It's like this self-adjustable blush. I think I'm going to go with this one. I have not used this in so long, and I'm rearranging my makeup in my makeup room. And I ended up coming across this, and I was like, A, you're pretty. B, I need to use you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. Okay. So definitely you could get crazy with this. You could go in very heavy, but I don't want to. I want it to be pretty faint, pretty natural. I don't know how natural I'm looking, but we're gonna go with that. Okay, so if you get a little bit heavy-handed, which I definitely have a tendency of doing, I'm going to take just a basic brush. Again, I did feature this brush in a recent haul video, drugstore haul. I'm just going to buff in any excess. And really, when I'm doing basic makeup, my complexion is really my focus. I don't really care about like my eyes. I don't do anything intense, because if I commit to doing my eyes, I typically wear like 13 eyeshadows, a liner, a glitter, a this, a that, a pigment. Like, that's so not necessary. So I'm actually not going to put anything on my eyes. I am going to curl my lashes, and then I'm going to do mascara. I have recently been playing, oh my gosh, this eyelash curler needs to be cleaned stat. Anyway, sorry. So I have been playing with a eyelash primer. I have so many of them, and I don't know, I think I forget to use them, or I think I used one actually back in the day, and it really didn't do anything, and so it kind of scarred me from eyelash primers. But I will tell you, I've been using this Lancome Sills Booster XL, I think is how you say that, and it's pretty amazing. It definitely makes my lashes stand out. I don't have really long lashes, nor are they very full, but I have noticed when I use this primer, it definitely gives me a much more bold lash, which I'm all about. Especially, sorry, I'm sure this is like totally in frame, especially on those days that I'm not wearing lashes. I want a bold lash, but ain't got time to apply false lashes, although I've gotten much quicker at them. Okay, so there's that. I don't really care to put it on the bottom for a few reasons. I don't want to waste it, so there's that. And also, my bottom lashes are actually pretty decent, I guess. So I don't waste it on my bottom lashes. Okay, so for mascara, I usually try to go in as soon as I am done applying the primer. That way it's still kind of wet and I can build off of that really quickly. For mascara, this is my favorite mascara. This is Hypnose Drama. And this too is by Lancome. So Lancome Eye kind of day. And I'm just going to apply that right on top of the primer. Trying to be really careful to not hit my skin so that I'm not having to wipe off any mascara. However, if you do get mascara on your skin, remember it's just mascara, so breathe. No, but honestly, just try to let it dry. I know it's really hard. We immediately want to go in and wipe it off, but let it dry. Mascara is created to just stick on to hair. So if you get it on your skin, let it dry, take a Q-tip, and it will literally buff right away. Buff off right away, obviously. Okay, so this look is just about done, guys. Hopefully that was pretty easy. I don't know, like I said, I still do quite a few steps for my, I'm not gonna call this a no makeup look, because this is, you can definitely see my makeup, but it's just a, you know, alternative to glam makeup. I don't know. It's my go-to look. Let's call it that. That's what we're gonna go with. Okay, so I'm pretty generous with my mascara. I like a big, bold lash. And like I said, I don't have amazing lashes, so the more layers I get, the better my lashes look. And mind you guys, I'm actually just realizing this. I have not even re-dipped And I am still going. I love this mascara. It's so awesome. I am going to go in and touch up my brows because since I was playing with so many powders and liquids around my brows, they definitely have fainted on the, fainted? They're a little bit more faint. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But they're a little bit lighter on the end, so I'm going to go back in and fill those in slightly. So don't judge my brows right now. Okay. Is that... Oh, I feel pretty good about that. Okay, so for lip, you could definitely just apply like a basic chapstick, and that's normally what I do because when I'm running errands, I usually will go grab like a coffee or something. I'm going to apply just a little bit of makeup setting spray. You guys know the tea. This is my favorite one. We're going to be really generous with this today. And that's it. So not overly basic, but pretty basic, right? Just a couple basic steps. How many times can I say basic? But that's basically my go-to routine when I want a more natural look, but I still want to feel a little bit glam, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to run a couple errands, and honestly, this will stay on all day. Even if when I'm getting in and out of my car, the weather is a little bit crazy, it totally stays on, and I'm all about that. Again, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye.